Wait, yeah, there we go. All right. Looks like it's working now. All right, cool. So, let's see. Testing 1, 3, don't test 2. All right. There we go. So, I guess I'll start over with this one. You know, it's something new for today. Bringing you massive value, as I would say. Give thanks for life and health and strength. Length of days. All types of ways I'm trying to provide value. You know, that's what I got to tell you. So, today is the start of phase 5. Version 1. 4. Stackivate. Version 1 of the marketing system is done. So today I'm going to start with the UX, the user experience. And, you know, I cooked up a rhyme so that I could say what's on my mind about what I'm going to do. So it's the milestone. The MVP is live and the foundation is set, but we haven't seen the final version of the fortress yet. We're moving from features to the user's own heart. Day 71 is where the real connection starts. It's not just about buttons or a pretty UI, it's the user experience, the how and the why. Building a quiz that's smart and refined to see what's inside of the entrepreneur's mind, or this would be investor's mind. So, from the answers they give, a profile will grow, guiding their journey and helping them know exactly where they stand on the road to the top, with a custom-built dashboard that won't let them stop. Gonna unlock the treasure and save what they find. They'll leave us an email to join the mastermind. Prompt with precision and built with speed, giving the people the system they need. 0 to 1 million, the journey will stay true. Scale up the vision, launch version 1 and not 2, not yet. So don't worry, don't fret. And it's time for something new. So, you know what I do? Start out with some strategy, working on the UI, moving on the fly as I go, everything live so you know this is a real business creation. So stay in tune to the station. And everyone I missed so far in the chat, trying to fix that audio, welcome back. Good to see you all. You know I can't fall. Gotta keep on moving no matter the obstacle. That just means I'm moving on to something good. And if you could, you know, give thanks for everything. Abundance, life, health, and strength every time. For creation. And, you know, don't worry about anything that's on your mind. Sometimes it can feel hard to do, but just pursue something new and create and provide value. That's all you got to do. So here we go. All right, I want this chat to be for the beginning of version 1 for the Stackivate app. This is the beginner investor app. And essentially I want to start today with the UX, the user experience. So I have the app, you know, I did a launch, I did a marketing dashboard to where I'm starting to collect information and starting to put out marketing content for it. And the main thing that I see, I think that seems like the highest priority for me for version 1 of Stackivate is to have like an onboarding system. So, you know, most of the pain points that I saw so far from marketing was basically like, you know, people don't really know where to start. People seem to think investing is like a one-size-fits-all. They think it's like a scam. They think it's like, you know, they confuse it with trading. They don't really understand it. And so I want to start with, I think what would be best would be like a kind of like a quiz or a questionnaire to get started, and give them like maybe like a profile of kind of like what kind of investor investment style would be best based on like the way they answer questions. And then with that, they could give their email if they wanted to get into a dashboard. And this is all the free tier. So the email would just like, they wouldn't have to pay any money. This would be free. They can get on the free tier and then they can access the dashboard, which will give them a personalized journey through the free tier of the app, through the education system for investing, based on like, you know, what the profile says about them. So I guess I'll start with that. Let me know what you think, and any questions you have, feel free. So okay, Code Langston. I should deploy with proper security measures. So I don't want my backend and internal logs to be accessible by anyone but me. I would agree. And that's a good thing. I'll go into some security and check that out, because I feel like already did the research for security and everything I'm doing here should be fine, but that is a good reminder to me to focus on security. But I give thanks every time, because God is real, creation is great, and I feel like I believe I've seen so many signs in my life that if I'm doing what's right, speaking my truth, if God is with me, who can be against me? My enemies will fall in the pit that they dig for me. And why should I be afraid? Like creation, God is real. I'm trying to live righteous the best that I can. Everything I go through just brings me closer to God. All the close calls, everything that's happened, my intuition gets stronger. I've seen it. I've seen miracles happen. I know this. I know there's forces out here that are stronger than any weapon. No weapon that forms against me shall prosper. Whether it's like a, weapon of war or a weapon of, some like website security. But that being said, I'm still doing my best to stay on security, and I'm giving thanks every time people come through with something new to teach me. So, why do I have enemies? I don't know. Why does anybody have enemies? I don't know. I mean, who knows? Why did Jesus have enemies? Why did Gandhi have enemies? I don't even know. Maybe I don't have enemies. Who knows? I'm not trying to say anything about any enemies. I'm just saying that I shouldn't be worried about security. I'm just trying to do my best out here, because I know my hands are clean, so it wouldn't make sense, right? Like no one's came to me with any problem. So if that's the case, then I would know. But I'm just saying, been through a lot of things, a lot of close calls in nature too, bears and mountain lions and moose, things like that. So I don't really look at it as like enemies. I just look at it as teachers, experiences that helped me along the way. So that's good to hear. Basically looking into the security thing. All right, so I just got some advice from the chat about checking on security, and essentially I'm gonna paste what they said. I'm about to start working on version 1 of the app that I just built, and I was gonna build like a user experience, like an onboarding quiz, and essentially like have it to where like it's the free tier. They can leave a password or they can put in their email, and then they get access to a dashboard based on the quiz and the profile they get, that they can get like a customized journey through the investment learning dashboard. So, I mean, the main things I know is like, not setting up the database, on stream, not showing any like keys, anything like that. But, I think it would help. I'll post what they said and let me know anything you think that I could be more aware of for security. Let me know. I've definitely had multiple people try security breaches, a lot of social engineering, but I feel like that's just a part of building live. I hear it from all the other live builders too. Anybody that's doing this live stream stuff, be aware. There's a lot of people on the internet that will see an opportunity, and they'll try to get you to do things that would be security risks that you might not know about. And every time I've just felt like a guidance, letting me know, wait, something feels off, and I've been able to prevent anything, and it just gets my security better over time. So, you know, give thanks for everything. Give thanks for even things that, you know, seem like someone's like has bad intentions, because I just learn from it and I get stronger. And that's about that. Let's see. That's funny. You said you are your only enemy. Sometimes that can be. Sometimes we are our greatest enemies, but two-factor authentication on everything, yes, I do. Everything that has any kind of like security risk, I definitely do. So definitely doing that. Pour up some water. Well, some lo-fi. So far, everything I see, I have done. Definitely got hashing on all the passwords, so I can't even see them. So far, I can check all the boxes. I've done everything already for security. Got rate limiting on. All the keys are hidden. Committed to git ignore. Security is the base, you know. Gemini the guru coming through. If I build the features without the security, the whole thing will eventually fall. Wise man builds his house on the rock. There you go. Building the foundation first. The head cornerstone. So, I mean, as long as I'm not doing any password stuff on stream, like, I'm good. And then I can check off every other box for everything that you mentioned. So, you know, unless there's anything else, I guess I'm good for this. I got 2FA with everything. So you want business advice about asking your boss for a full-time paid position when your internship period comes to an end. Well, I've not had a boss in about 15 years, but I've hired a lot of people, and the people that I rehire are the people that are easy to work with and the people that do a good job. The people that I don't have to check in on a lot. My style was always like give a person a task, give them a deadline, be very open, like say like, you know, if you have any questions, feel free. If anything comes up, I'll be cool about it. You know, if you need like an extension, just let me know, like, you know, not like the day before or something like that. And what I found was that was a pretty good style. So like the people who worked well, I tried to give them as much freedom as possible, and I would rehire them. The people who came through with problems and excuses, like they would, if I gave them another chance, they'd do the same thing again next time. So I think you know, as long as you're providing a lot of value and you're easy to work with, you know, just let them know that you enjoy being there and that you want to stay, and that that's where you want to be. If that's what you want to do, let them know. So that's up to you. I think that's the best advice I got. All right. Well, there you go. So, you know, if you're doing everything right and you're putting in the effort and you're trying to provide value the best that you can, and they don't offer you the job, then don't fret, man, because when one door is closed, many more are open. You know, that just wasn't for you. And if you know, people don't want you there, like, that's, you know, what can you do? You just go on to the next thing. That's just, you know, life showing you that there's another way. Usually what I find is in that kind of situation, you know, maybe people just don't understand you. Maybe they, you know, look at you the wrong way, something like that. Whatever it is, you'll find that, you know, that'll work in your favor. Don't worry about what they think. Just keep on moving. Go to the next place. And then I bet you if you find something else, after a while, you'll be like, man, like that was actually a good thing. Because, you know, you probably find yourself in a better opportunity. So if they don't want you there, don't even sweat it. Don't even fret it. Just forget it and keep on moving and give thanks for everything, for a learning opportunity. And, you know, it's all about peace and love and unity. And even though in the past I've definitely lost my cool, I mean, I just learn from it every time. You know, I just like keep getting better and better and only really compete with myself. All right, no doubt. That's what I'm here for, providing wisdom and knowledge. Some of you can't learn in a college. And peace and love every time. Have an awesome night, day, whatever it is where you're at. And till the next time, good to see you. All right, so getting back on the journey. So I did have some investor archetypes defined, but I felt like they weren't that good, and it was basically for the paid tier. It was like getting like with the coach, and the coach takes like much more like deep reasoning API stuff. So that's why it's going to be more of a guide on the free tier that I'll use like caching and stuff based on the archetypes. And also, I got to be careful not to do anything that would cross the line with like SEC financial advice. It can't be anything like telling people to buy something. This is more like, I feel like investing is has helped me know myself a lot better. Investing is, like I said, not one size fits all. Everyone has different risk factors. Everyone responds to things differently, especially when they have money on the line. So, I'm trying to basically like help people find their own unique investing style that's going to fit their strengths and weaknesses. And, of course, like only 6 questions here isn't going to, do that. It'll at least give them kind of like a basic idea. But what's going to happen is like, they'll use the free tier, hopefully. And I believe it will provide a ton of value and will get them confident that, investing is something that, now it makes sense and they can get better at it, and that it would make sense for them to go to the paid tier and use the journaling and the coach, because essentially like that's gonna give them 100 times more value than what they can do in the free tier. And also, once they learn all the tools in the free tier, that gets them to the point where they understand investing and they don't have to pay any money for it, then I think they'll clearly see that as the next level. Welcome back, Ahmed. Good to see you every time. Are you a grad? I think you mean like, did I go to a university? Yes, I did. I first went for international relations. That wasn't really what I thought it was. So after like 2 years of that, my passion was in business. So I went and I got a degree, like the college degree in business administration. But honestly, if I knew what I know now, I could go back in time, I would have just started a business and invested that time and money I put into going to college for business into just starting a business. Because I learned after college, when I started my first business, I learned 100 times more in a year about business by actually doing it than I did from going to college. And a big part of that too was like when I went to college for business, I don't believe any of my professors or teachers, whatever you call them, were actually business owners. None of them ever ran a business as far as I remember. Some of them had part-time jobs on the side, but none of them were actual like business owners. So like I was learning about business from people who never ran a business. So I'm not sure what you think would be the best strategy to do next. I mean, I think it probably would make sense to do an archetype lineup and look into the dimensions the quiz should measure. I think this would make the quiz better. And you know, this is always something like, you know, when I get analytics put into this quiz, I can see, you know, where people are dropping off and get more information to make it better over time. So I mean, this isn't anything, you know, this is version 1. I can upgrade it in version 2. So let me know what you think I should do. Welcome to the chat, Aloe Knee. Respect every time. And today I'm building Stackivate. Got the link in looks like you're on YouTube. You can check out the link in the YouTube description. It's app, website, system for people to learn investing. And this is version 1. I've already launched the MVP. Working on a user experience, essentially to give people an archetype based on, you know, based on their traits. I believe investing is not one size fits all. Investing has helped me know myself a lot better. So we get people on the right path, get them their own custom dashboard that's going to take them down their own custom journey that works best for them to learn investing, and it's all free. So there is a pay tier, but you know, I think that's really not going to make sense for most people until they feel confident that they understand investing and that they understand that it's something that's really not as difficult as they thought it was, that it's better that they get started sooner than later, that they don't really need much money to get started, and providing a lot of value with this. So welcome to the chat. You can help. You coded multiple web and SaaS apps. That's good to hear. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. And if you have any questions about business or marketing, feel free. That is definitely my strong point, my expertise in everything I'm doing right now. These three look good to me. I think let's go with these. And you know, like I said, this is just version 1, so I'll learn more and we can change it later. Maybe this works, maybe it doesn't, but just gotta try and find out. I can't think of anything better than this. Just got an email that Claude Sonnet 4 is retiring on June 15th. Whoa. I feel like Claude Sonnet 4 has not been employed that long. That's a quick retirement. But just sounds like it's saying you need to upgrade to 4.6 for improved intelligence at the same price. There you go. See, and that's one thing I think that I've been right about too, is a lot of people have been telling me that they thought AI was going to get more expensive over time, and I felt that it was going to get cheaper as long as there's competition between these companies. Like, as long as like one company doesn't buy up all the AI companies and form a monopoly, I think AI is just going to get cheaper and better. So you know, that's capitalism right there, working how it's supposed to work. And it's awesome. They can all compete with each other, and you know, they're all making crazy money, and they got a ton of competition, but they're still doing it. So you know, this is where I see the future going. That's why I say invest in yourself first. Do this kind of investing on the side, but both of them are important. Well, so far, I would say this is pretty good. As I do more marketing, I will collect more information and then I will get a better idea. But for right now, I think I've got like 2 or 3 main archetypes and you have covered them all. So let's go with this for now. I'm going to be building this with Claude Code. I've got the Stackivate project open in Claude Code. I've got it on max effort. Let me know what you think. How you doing, Anna? Good to see you every time. Think Langston left, but you know he might be back. So respect every time. This sounds right to me. Let's proceed. Yes, this is the first day of phase 5. Stackivate version 1. The MVP is done. Version 1 of the marketing dashboard is 2, so it's on to something new. So you know what I'm trying to do is basically give a unique experience, unique learning experience to every user. So I'm going to start out by giving them a journey to go through to find out more about them so that they can get access to a dashboard that's going to keep track of their progress and send them down the right path of learning, investing that's going to work best for them. And this is all going to be free. So, you know, it's not just going to be like, you know, articles. Most resources right now are like articles. Some pretty simple tools, I think, but I think all these tools here going to be much better than anything else out there. And you can check out what's already on Stackivate on the free tier. I think the time machine feature is my favorite. I think direct sounds good to me. Let's proceed. I'm comfortable with that. Welcome back to the chat. I believe I remember you from before. If not, welcome either way, I guess. So, Guri Mazali, not sure if I'm saying that right, but respect every time. What's the Discord? Discord is going to be coming soon, hopefully by the end of the week. The old Discord did not set it up right from the start. Wasn't really fulfilling the purpose that I wanted. So if that link's not working, just know that there should be a new one soon. And let me know what you want. What features would you like in the Discord? What would you like to learn in the Discord? What would you like to talk about? Let me know so I can build it for the audience. This all looks good to me for a starting point, especially Q3. Yeah.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
So I understand what you're saying. They all sound good to me, and I agree that I don't want to like make this about trading at all. That would be something different. This is about investing, and I think if anything, maybe the language could be more about helping them understand the difference between investing and trading, because that's one thing that I have come across a lot through marketing is a good set of people don't really understand the difference between investing and trading. They think investing is trading, and they think that, you know, if you're not working with a financial advisor or just like doing a 401k or buying like index funds, that everything else is basically trading. So I like how you have it, but maybe if you could like add a little bit more that is like, you know, maybe explaining the difference between investing and trading. Other than that, I think everything is good. Welcome to the chat, Battle Blender. Respect every time. Gotta be having the glasses with the vibe coding. These long sessions, man, staring at this screen. You know, gotta keep my eyes lean and clean, just like the code, just like the node, just like the structure, the scaffolding. That's the word. So, you know, some days glasses, some days not so much, but I was definitely in the sun today, so giving my eyes a little bit of a break. These are for UV light. I'm not sure if that's why they're red. I just I picked these glasses because I thought they looked cool. They looked more of a darker red because I bought them online. They looked more of a darker red online, but I mean, I still think they look pretty cool, and they fit well. And I think out of all the, I have maybe like 3-4 pairs of glasses, these definitely seem to do the best for making staring at these screens easy on my eyes. I think let's start with the quiz and get that built, and then we can go from there with the next logical step. And instead of just giving me that markdown doc to paste into Claude, like in the files, give me a prompt with markdown doc information that I can just give to Claude so it automatically puts it in the right spot.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
Claude Code plan mode max effort. Here we go, the quiz flow. And I feel like I could have done this whole strategizing thing in the terminal. But that would have taken up more context. And I wanted to start this build on a fresh context. I must have not copied the whole thing, so I will give you the entire document or prompt again, and go through it. Let me know if anything is still missing. So it sounds like some of the document might not have made it through, so I'm gonna copy and paste the entire document again. Let me know if there's anything missing, and I'll give it that specific part to you again. Welcome back to the chat. Good to see you back, Langston. Anna was asking about you again. Looks like you guys are definitely providing value to each other, and that's good to see. Feel like I've had the intention to create a community where everybody's helping each other, everybody's helping lift each other up, and that's what I see for the most part. So, you know, giving thanks for that every day. That dictation keeps saying stack of 8. Need to go into whisper flow and make it so it always makes stack of 8. Stack of 8. Welcome to the chat. Louisan 2, 93. Welcome to you. Hi-O. Not sure what language that is, but guessing some kind of actually I'm not sure. I wouldn't even guess. So yes, you can ask me a question, feel free. Why did I pick Python for the back end? So I believe this is, so Python was for the marketing dashboard, which I just finished, or at least I finished version 1. This is actually starting version 1 of the MVP I just released of the actual app that I built the marketing dashboard for, or building out. And Python, just better at more complex data from what I was advised, stuff like that. And Next.js, better user experience. But what I'm learning is it sounds like I can do Python like on the back end and then Next.js on the front end. And maybe I'm just confused because I've only been doing this about 3 months now. But I believe that this project was the Next.js, and I did the personal brand marketing dashboard in Next.js, and the Python the app marketing dashboard in Python. So I know you understand code pretty well. Let me know what you think about kind of like my research. The main thing about Python being that it's going to be better for, storing and processing data. So Louise, you're a QA engineer specializing in web automation test. What do we suggest for you to get into a programming language in this era? Which companies are requesting QA dev for the same position? JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, or C? Well, when it comes to maybe like a particular project, I could probably help you more with that question. But when it comes to finding employment, I'm not going to be very good at that. I know Langston was just talking about basically having an intern doing that kind of work. So yeah, there we go. Langston is answering your question right there. That is good to see. And welcome to the chat. Officially, Pathan. Good to see you here. Respect every time. Anything that's on your mind, let me know. Chat is free to flow. So that's replying to Langston. That's kind of what I was told too. Is most languages do most things, and another reason that I chose Python for one marketing dashboard and Next.js for another was just to kind of get an idea of how they were different. I plan on building out more business system dashboards, and it sounds like kind of like investing, where different programming languages are just like work better for different people's like skill sets and personalities. So just wanted to try out different options and see what fits best. Definitely learning along the way. I've come pretty far. Vibe coding, agentic orchestration, trying to get better every day than the day before. How do I intend to debug errors when the project gets big and the context is too big for an LLM to debug it for you? Well, I guess that's kind of anything in life. You go through life. You can't always see every step to life. You just gotta have a goal and take the first step and just be confident that creation, whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, powers of the earth, that they will guide you, and that when it's time for the next step, it will be presented to you. And I feel like as long as I'm focused on providing value, just like I have been, and getting better than the day before, that the next step always appears when it's supposed to be. So I just keep going on my journey. And from what I understand, even some professional developers still encounter situations where they have to outsource and get help. And I just look at every obstacle in life as going to be a new learning opportunity. And nothing in life is ever going to be certain. Whatever I kind of believe, however my path is played out, that's more up to forces that are out of my control. And I just have to give thanks every day that I have this opportunity and this creative vision to do what I'm doing, and that it's inspired by providing value to people. So I'm hoping that I can provide teachings on not only business and marketing, but abundance mindset, and that people can learn along the way. Because I believe one of the most important things in business is having the right mindset. Just like one of the most important things with creating an app or creating any kind of product or service is having the right marketing. You know, if a business is not creating money, it'll go out of business. And the most important thing when it comes to creating income, in my opinion, is marketing. So just gotta keep learning, keep earning. Keep it simple, I think, is a very good way to do it. You know, path of least resistance. I feel like if you find yourself at an obstacle, sometimes the best that you can't like see a way over, sometimes the best thing to do is just kind of take a step back and do nothing for a little bit. A lot of times the universe or creation will just take care of it. Everything will take care of itself. Trying to force things a lot of times can make things worse. So I think, just stay focused, have the right intentions, and there's so many tools and they're only going to get better. Thank you. And thank you for the question. That was definitely a good question. I've been in business many years and been through many obstacles. And I feel like the more value I provide based on what I understand about the experience I have is returned with people in the chat that seem to always come through at the right time with the solutions to the vibe coding problems that I encounter. Thank you for that, Langston. I'm gonna take a note right now. Or actually, I'm gonna ask Gemini about some good courses for that. So, I'm using Python for backend for marketing dashboard, and somebody in the chat mentioned that it might be a good idea to take a course, like a Udemy course or something like that, to understand Python better. What are your suggestions for the best courses or any kind of way to learn Python? Oh, thank you, Langston. I was just asking Gemini. They're recommending, looks like their top pick is 100 Days of Code by Angela Yu. Yeah. CS50 Python or CS50 web development on YouTube. Sounds like a note to put into Obsidian. I just set up Obsidian, so that was the first thing I set up with that was the daily notes. So Gemini is recommending Angela Yu because it's project based. You don't just watch videos, you build 100 things. Covers automation, web scraping, EXA-style logic, data science, pandas. Teach you how to handle overlap data mathematically. The rigorous path, the Harvard CS50P. That one is free. More focus on functions, APIs, unit testing. CEO Edge. Teach you how to write clean code. Harvard level structure instead of spaghetti code. Definitely had created spaghetti code and learned about that in the past. Then there's an AI native path data camp. Since I'm already using Claude and Gemini, my preferred data camp's associate AI engineer track. Focuses heavily on LLMs and AI agents. On subscription, like $50 a month. There we go. Don't just take a course. Use the Obsidian second brain to turn the course into a business asset. Pick one, 100 Days of Code, because it's project heavy, or CS50P if I want the pro respect. The agent loop. Every time I learn a new Python concept, tell Claude, I just learned about async in Python, review my current marketing dashboard backend, and tell me where I can implement this to make my EXA research faster. AEO branding. As I finish projects in the course, post them to GitHub. This builds the entity authority for AEO. When someone searches my name, they'll see I'm not just using AI. They'll see I'm a Python literate architect. Learning Python is like practicing pranayama. I got Gemini to be my guru. It's the invisible force that moves the energy through the body, the data through the business. Don't need to be the world's best coder, but I need to understand the flow so I can direct it. So knowing how APIs work, I feel like I know that pretty well. Unit tests, I've done those. Smoke tests, I don't understand those as well as unit tests, but I've done them. Database relations, I definitely need to get better at that. Middlewares, barely understand that. Making requests, understanding responses. These are all good things to get some more advice on right now. So I'm about to list a few things that I was advised from the chat to understand better, and some of them I understand better than others, but give me a basic summary about each one of them, and I can go deeper into any of them that I want to understand better. Hey Langston. Just reading about database relations. How the data tables talk to each other. saying for TypeScript, check out Drizzle ORM. Awesome. For the logger service. I want to learn more about database relations, especially like if I were to set up multiple business systems and then they all shared a common database. You know, like say for this app, like the app and the marketing system, and if there was a CRM and any other type of business system, like what would you tell me about databases that would benefit me with that? Someone from the chat mentioned that I should learn, because I'm using TypeScript, I should check out Drizzle ORM. This will benefit the logger service later. So that and anything else you can think of, let me know. So Langston, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking this project isn't Python. I just started phase 5, which is this is the app and the marketing dashboard that I was working on up until today is Python. So like yesterday I was using Python, but this I was thinking this is not Python. I was thinking this is next.js. PostgreSQL. I have been using that, but I know very little about it, just the like super basic stuff, so I should look more into that, how it all fits into the big picture. Starting to wonder if this is like froze up or something. Mean that thing is still moving, but the countdown or the timer stops, so I don't know. There we go. I was gonna say, awesome. I will check out more about Postgres SQL and Deno or Bun. I'm reading about that Drizzle ORM right now. Thought that quiz was never going to be done. I was like, what's going on? Is it frozen? All right. So just looking at the chat, Langdon, I'll get to that. I'm still reading about this database stuff, and I'll get to that next. I'll let you know when I'm there. Think of the database as the storehouse of consciousness. It's the place where every seed you plant in your 10 businesses, or however many businesses you have, is stored. If the storehouse is organized and relational, every business can draw from that shared wisdom to grow faster. Yes, help me understand the global event log. And also, I wasn't thinking of setting up all the businesses so they share a single database. That sounds kind of strange to me. I have Obsidian, so I was gonna have everything I do and everything be on Obsidian. And I was thinking more for one database for one business. So it'd be a shared database for the business and the different business systems and the website and everything like that. Let me know, did you just not understand me? Or do you think it is better to have every single business I create on one shared database? That's what I was thinking. I think Gemini just misunderstood me. I'm like, no, I don't want all that data on one database. That sounds like it would be a mess. Like, that wouldn't make sense. So I find that Gemini helps for doing quick research. Why do you think Gemini is not good? I see where here it kind of got confused in, I think, my question about the database thing, but when I was just asking about the course thing, it seemed to do a pretty good job. Seemed to pretty much align with what you were saying about, I think it was Angela Yu and the Harvard courses, and even mentioned some like more AI based courses. So you think Claude LLM is just better for everything? I hear that. And I try to, bigger things, I'll try to deal with multiple LLMs, kind of like talking to a panel. I think the main reason I wasn't using Claude right now because I already have the conversation open for what I'm building right now, so I just didn't want to be switching in between windows. So Gemini is more doing just like a Google search, and I think Claude sounds like it's doing more of like search plus its own like thinking and analysis on top of it. And that's kind of why I've like noticed, if I'm asking just kind of like basic research questions, I feel like Gemini gets straighter to the point and doesn't give longer explanations. And something more detailed, I think Claude is usually better. But I think they all kind of have their own purpose. I do agree with you that Claude is like marginally better at anything, especially that's going to be more detailed. Yes, Claude gets things done. Gemini tends to, if I have a problem and I go to Gemini with it, tends to run me in a loop, and it just acts really confident, like it knows the answer. And when I see that happening, I just know I catch it right away now and I go straight to Claude. I think Claude is definitely the way to go with building. Started out with GPT, went to Claude, then started checking out Gemini. And also too, I want to start implementing Gemini into my like as an agent into VS Code. So from what I understand, Gemini is really good at looking at the entire code base better than other agents. And that's like the best reason to use Gemini for, you know, maybe like an entire refactor or an entire audit of an entire project. But I could be wrong. I could have, you know, that could have been advice from Gemini. Definitely, each business will have its own dedicated database, security and sellability. But Drizzle ORM, it looks like, could power like a global event log. So I could have like everything hooked up to one master dashboard. That would be cool. That's definitely a note. Welcome to the chat. Damalaire, good to see you. Yapping about Claude when GPT 5.5 low is better than Opus 4.7. I would have to agree that one thing I definitely think is best with GPT new 5.5 is Images 2.0. I'd have to say I've been doing images for marketing content for a couple of years now. Better than anything I've ever seen by far. Cheaper too. Seems like, you know, when I first started this journey, Claude was like the clear winner for coding and building. Now I'm starting to hear a lot of GPT taking the lead, and I'm still hearing that Claude is maybe better with building in certain aspects, and that GPT is definitely passed ahead with like design, especially because of like the Images 2.0. But according to AWE benchmarks, which I guess is just kind of like a rating system that I don't understand 100%, Claude is better. I think Claude is number 2 or 3, and like GPT is right after it. GPT 5.5 is beast mode. Oh, best model. I was like, beast mode. Okay. But yeah, best model. So why do you think 5.5 is the best? What about it specifically? I guess if you had to say the one thing that makes it better, you know, from what I think is definitely the images or the design capability. But Claude is still number one on the AWE. GPT, very bad at front end. Interesting. So for coding specifically, Damilaire, if I'm saying that right, what do you think is the one feature that you would say GPT 5.5, in your opinion, is better than Claude from what you've seen for agentic coding? Because I understand, from what I understand about AWE, it's looking at different features and kind of like giving a score, but maybe, you know, one particular feature could be better. So you think that the benchmarks are kind of outdated? That's interesting. I haven't really looked into like how often they update those. GPT 5.5 you think is bad at front end, but you like it better for back end work. Another person in the chat recently was saying that they think GPT is better for the back end work because it's quicker and they don't need to give it as many prompts. But I was wondering if maybe that could be more of like a situation with prompt engineering than anything else. But I'm not sure. I haven't really seen their actual workflow. And that's what I have heard, Langston, is that GPT is fast. But for the serious stuff, everyone uses Opus. That seems to be, I'd say, when I first started, you know, a little over 3 months ago, like 80% of people who, you know, like you guys, who I've sensed have more experience than me, that 80% of people felt like Claude was the best for backend and even just everything. Now it seems like it's getting to be about maybe 60% of people seem to think that Claude is best, and 40% of people seem to think that GPT is better. So OpenAI isn't trying to mess over its customers. They let you use their subscriptions with everything. I don't know exactly what you're saying. I guess, you know, Claude, maybe the only thing I think about Claude is like, you know, they don't let you, the only thing I've heard they don't let you use it for is like the agents, like people are using OpenClaw like they used to, but they don't anymore. And let's see. So I don't know too much about that. I'd like to learn more. You just use Claude for serious stuff and it gets the job done. maybe 5.5 is better reasoning, like you said. Just use Opus, use whatever you want, everyone's own choice. That's what I feel like. You know, everyone kind of thinks differently. Everyone has a different workflow. And just like investing, like this project I'm building right now, you know, I'm doing like an onboarding questionnaire basically to get a good idea of like people's personality, because I think most investing information is like one size fits all. But I believe that the more I understand investing, the more I know myself, certain traits about myself, and the more I become aware of these things through investing, the better I get at investing, and the more I like develop my own style of investing, the less I follow other people. When I first started, I followed like, you know, multiple experts, listened to them like every day, followed their analysis and their research. And now it's very rare. Only when like, you know, major things seem to be happening in the markets, I'll check in and kind of get a consensus of what everybody's thinking. And I notice like, you know, a lot of things they do that I thought, okay, well, these guys are experts, they know best, didn't really work for me. And the more I go off of my own research and my own conclusions, the better I get. Kind of like chess. GPT plus usage gets more than anything from Claude Pro. And I did hear Claude Pro just doubled their usage, and I wasn't 100% sure if that meant like double the entire usage you get in a month, or just like double per like 5-hour window. Quen, I've heard of Quen. I think that's Chinese AI. Is cool as being completely free and is good at coding and research. So that's another thing, is like, you know, projects, I'm learning like this project I'm doing right now, it wouldn't make sense to have Claude, the newest version of Claude, like a 4.7, run every single process that requires an API. Some things require, you know, more like advanced research and thinking. Some things really just need like simple thinking. And if you can use a free model for simple thinking things, like why not, you know? So I know OpenRouter, I want to get more into using OpenRouter, and it sounds like one of the main things with OpenRouter is free models change. Like one model might be free 1 week or 1 month, and then like the next month there's a cost to it. But I gotta start using that more. Quen is actually one of the best open source models. Minimax is pretty good. Never heard of that one. GLM5, I've heard of that one. I haven't tried it. Least hallucinations among all models, including the major ones. And I'm guessing all of these are on OpenRouter. So I'll take a note for that, for these. Looks like 1 step to go. Longest build I've done in a while. Minimax, GLM are compatible with a lot of harnesses. Train their models on a lot of interfaces. They're all on OpenRouter. And I'm guessing just use like Claude and explain the project. Give it maybe it can even search OpenRouter and let you know based on what it thinks and do the research for you. Maybe you have to give it a list of options from OpenRouter. But I mean, that's like kind of like I think probably the best next level for building. A lot of what I'm building now is going to be free tier stuff, and up till now everything I've done in the free tier has not required an API, and if it did, it was a free API. So I guess all the APIs it required were free. So the only paid APIs I have are on the paid tier. But I could do a lot more with these free APIs on the free tier. And especially, while I'm trying to run this business lean before I'm getting profit. And then once the profit comes in and I get a better rundown of, what are my costs, operating costs, stuff like that, and I see how some of these free models work, then maybe I'll see it makes sense to implement like a better paid model for something in the free tier. And it'll pay for itself in the retention and the customer retention and stuff like that. Definitely a good conversation, and I think everything evolves so quick, like can never really get too comfortable with one model, or think one, like, even if it's the best today, it could be second or third in a month from now. So you don't like OpenRouter. And I mean, so from what I understand about OpenRouter, that's not actually like an LLM or an AI, right? OpenRouter is just more like a directory of AIs. So like, I think OpenRouter would have an API, and you would hook up OpenRouter to your project, and then you could just select which AI you want to use through OpenRouter. But OpenRouter, from what I understand itself, isn't actually an AI, like that it would be an agent. Also, from what I understand, is if you're using the paid options on OpenRouter, that it does charge like a small percentage, so you pay a little bit extra if you're using a paid option through OpenRouter. And from what I understand, OpenRouter has some paid models that are usually paid that they feature for free. So you can also get Vercel AI Gateway, Cloudflare AI Gateway instead, and those sound like basically other options that do kind of the same thing as OpenRouter. Okay. So that's one bad thing about, I'm guessing definitely OpenRouter. I'm not sure about Vercel or Cloudflare, probably those two. They make you accept all the terms for the data to be used in model training, which, if you're just doing like a personal project, probably not that big of a deal. But in the sense of like a business project, depending on the type of business, probably not the best idea. And I know a lot of people out here, business people I've talked to, they don't understand that like they think that using AI for their business requires their data to be unsecure. And a lot of businesses deal with secure data. So they're like, that's our major obstacle with using AI. But there are ways to use like APIs and have your data basically. Oh wow, it's done. There we go. Have your data be private, or even what do you call it? Like a Mac Mini or something like that. Congratulations, 100 messages today. Yes. Good to be building the community of unity. And I'll get back to the chat once I'm done reading this. So you're talking about wiring up the entry points for this quiz, but I'm not really 100% sure on what you mean by like a call to action on the marketing home. Like I'm not sure what the marketing home is. Pricing page, existing investor archetype quiz. Help me understand. You know what? I'm just gonna give these to Claude that I had helped me plan this. Because I'm guessing, I'm going to check the context too. I'm guessing the context is probably getting up there. Yeah, 76%. Okay, I gotta keep this lean and not do much more on here. Alright. Alright, so the build is done, and I'm going to paste the results here. The main question they're wondering about is like, where should they put the quiz? So they gave me some options. I'm not really sure where would be best. Also, I'm at like 76% with context, so I didn't want to like discuss this with Claude Code to keep my context low. And it sounds like this is something I should tell it still before I change the context. Let me know what you think. So looking at the chat, Open Code Zen is a really good provider. I've not heard of that one. For using a bunch of different models. Take that note. And you're saying it is writing in plain SQL, which I think you're talking about Claude Code. That's writing my my feature right now. And you're saying if I use Drizzle, it would be much more simple. Thank you. And I was just starting to look into Drizzle while it was writing this feature, so I'm going to take that note for Open Code Zen. So I was thinking the home page, like where people go first, like that's kind of like the landing page. I thought they meant like having a separate landing page with the quiz. Give thanks, the build went through. That was definitely something new. I think if I have done a build that big, it's been a long time. I was like not sure a few times. It was starting to take a long time thinking on some features, but it made it through. Alright, Langston, good to see you every time, respect, and I still got a list of all your helpful things to look into, so next time you come through, can talk about that stuff more, and anything else too. It's always good to see you, and respect again. Alright, where was I with this database research? Splitting up different businesses across different databases is like having multiple layers of the body. They're separate and have different functions, but the consciousness, the global event log, knows exactly what is happening in all of them at once. Yes, having one master feed for all 10 businesses sounds like a very good idea. I'm sure it'll give me insights. And I just set up Obsidian, so that's kind of that there too. And, you know, maybe there's a way to even link Obsidian. I mean, I guess Obsidian would already be linked up, but I don't think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Obsidian actually like connects to the databases. I would just give it information Or maybe it could even have like an agent layer that kind of gets information from the database and stores it in Obsidian. Help me understand this better. Layers on layers on layers. Wow. That seems to be the way to go. Obsidian, database, agent. So it sounds like as far as like a database goes, I would only need one account, and then I would just have multiple databases in that account. And then like Obsidian is separate. I could have like, you know, one or multiple agents per database depending on different functions. And then I could have like one agent that accesses everything from every database for certain things that that's kind of where I'm going, is like help me understand where this one agent that accesses every database, what kind of like are the, you know, most highest level, highest priority tasks that they could do. Welcome back, Alex Yosef, however I'm saying it, not sure, but good to see you, bro. Yes, gotta be grinding every day. It's just how I stay and making progress. It's like the more I learn as possible, the more it motivates me to keep building, and I've got just such a long list of things I want to build, and you know, I have a feeling that once I do build everything that's on that list, then I'll have already accumulated a whole other list of things to build on top of that, which is kind of what I'm doing right now while this build is going on in the background, is understanding a new higher level concept that I did not know. So I should do a rap, bro. No doubt. Doing a rap about the AI tech. Sometimes at the beginning I was like, what the heck? This has got me scratching my head and spinning my neck in circles. But you know, it's what's working. And sometimes I feel like Urkel with the glasses, but you know, it's like classes I don't need because the AI is keeping me up to speed. So I just feed my mind knowledge every day. So in a college I won't stay because that's not the way that I want to go. I got to find my own flow with the business so I can do everything I always wanted to do. Coming through with another rap for you, so that's what I do. And, all right, looks like almost done with this part of the build. Respect every time. Just freeing my mind with the method of some rhymes. Eminem of the parallel universe. The quantum Eminem. One of the businesses I want to do is a music project. Not 100% clear on how it's going to play out, but definitely something I see on the horizon. Done, it's done. Here we go. Alright, this part of the build is done. I'm going to paste the results. Just give me a guide for doing a quick walkthrough, making sure it works correctly. And I think for right now, I'm just looking to catch any like major bugs or any major issues. Anything that's minor, I just want to go through and like make sure the main features of it work right. So, let me know. Run the dev server. Run the dev server. Alright, time to check it out, see what it's all about. Marketing homepage. What would that be? Oh, there we go. Looks pretty good to me. I would have to say. I'd have to say this is what I wanted. Only thing really left is to create the account, but gonna hold off on that for now. Yeah, I'm impressed. Like, this is awesome. This is all coming together. Like, the more marketing research I'm doing, it's just making this better every time. And You know, going back, I guess if I could have done it a little bit differently, I probably would have started the marketing dashboard earlier than I did. But I mean, it's all at the right time. You know, the MVP turned out good. I think the main features are there in like their simplest forms. I didn't overbuild it. I designed everything, you know, based on like pain points, marketing aspects, target market and design in mind. Followed my business plan and my marketing plan. Some things I wasn't sure about, but usually the things that I wasn't sure about ended up like not even really mattering. And the more I built it out, the better it's getting. And you know, this is only the beginning. I understand so many people build out these apps and just throw them out there with no marketing, and that's where a lot of people get stuck. So this is like the key to where I want to be, and the marketing is the business and the marketing skills are really just like key right now. So you know, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep getting better, and you know, I think these marketing systems are the start of the key to like building out these products the way they're supposed to be, and the way that users will find them valuable. Provide as much value as I can, keeping that the main focus, looking at my specific skill sets and what I'm good at, and how I think, you know, I see gaps in the market, and then research pain points. Because for this one, I think the most difficult aspect for me was really putting myself in the mind of a beginner. So that's why the marketing research was so important. But at the same time, if I wasn't as experienced and knowledgeable as I am at investing, I wouldn't have been able to build this even as far as it is right now, because there would have been so many, like, you know, errors through the AI and stuff like that that I wouldn't have caught on to, I wouldn't have picked up on. So wow, this is awesome. And I'm thinking this is a good place to call it for today. The next feature I'd be starting would be, you know, take at least a few more hours. And wow, it's almost 1 a.m. here, so this is awesome. This is a good first start to phase 5, and definitely making progress. Do not feel like a beginner anymore. Only gonna get better. So thank you very much. Good to see you in the chat, and you know, I'll send that energy right back. And it's all unity in the community, all building great things. And I would have to say that's about it for today, and I hope you got a lot of value off of what I had to say and do. And until another day when I come through with something new, I would have to say peace and love to everybody, respect, give thanks for life and health and strength, and you know, that's about it.